You're already watching them cross the road. You're already watching them do other things. You now also have to watch and teach the Internet. So I am a mama of the Internet generation. I have been doing this for 14 years, since the kids started with Internet. Parents just sit down and say, hey, I'm not here to violate your privacy. I didn't want mine violated then. I don't want mine violated now. But I am here to ensure your safety. If the kids are communicating with buddies that they've only met online, there needs to be discussion about, do people say the truth online? Are they who they say they are? You can't assume that just because you've had this really great conversation and they know the lingo when they're talking to you, that that 13-year-old girl really is a 13-year-old girl. It has to be an absolute hard, fast rule that a child will never meet a stranger, an online friend in an offline world, without talking to their family and having a parent go with them. Even though you don't maybe skateboard yourself, you know that they need a helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, that they shouldn't be doing it in the middle of the road. You know the basic things to keep your kids safe when skateboarding. We already know basic safety principles. Those same principles just need to be applied online. And for some reason, there's this gap. We think, oh, it's this whole new world. Well, predators are the same as they've always been. They go after anyone with vulnerability. So I have sat my kids down and talked to them about the Internet safety. I have had them roll their eyes at me and think I'm a paranoid freak. So I'd had to sit down with, a son and talk about looking at online pornography. There's a great conversation for a single mom. He just wanted to melt through the floor. Of course, I wanted to melt through the floor as well, but, I sit down and have that conversation. And just like everything else, kids aren't going to want to hear a lot of it. They're going to protest at times, but it doesn't mean they don't listen. What information is really there? Imagine, if you will, you see a picture of a girl sitting on her front porch, and underneath it, it says, this is me on my front porch. Well, what does that really tell you? It tells you what she looks like so you can always identify her. You see their ethnic background. You see their socioeconomic status by the house that they're sitting in front of, or apartment, or villa. You see it by the clothes they're wearing, and that tells you a lot. And then you say, is there a house number in the picture? Can you tell what part of the country it is by the landscape? What are the other visual clues you can see? The number of times that a photo has inadvertently captured at one edge a street sign so that you know the name of the street they live on. You know their city name already because they probably had that in their profile. And then you start looking at the conversations that their friends have with them. So often a kid will call another kid by their last name. And the moment they've done that, I can now look that last name up in a White Pages search. If they tell me what high school they went to or they go to, it infers a geographic range. Mm-hmm. All of these pieces of information start to locate. I might not could find you at your house yet, but I do know how to find you at your school. It's understanding all those little pieces of information and then how they can be pulled. You're already teaching them how to use tools. This is a tool. You just have to teach them one more.